You can run, but you can't hide. Can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. Can't hide. You can run.
Hi cousins, it's your cousin Angela back in this kitchen. So today's video that I bring to you is my southern juicy, tender, and moist pork tenderloin oven baked. I've got my oven set to 400 degrees. We're going to bake this for about 35 minutes in our oven. I've already got my seasons outlined for you just as I always do. Listen, this is a staple you can put on your holiday table. You can eat and cook a pork tenderloin any time of the year, okay? You could also take a pork tenderloin, honey, get you some hamburger buns, a little bit of barbecue sauce, some coleslaw, go on about your business. You understand what I'm saying? All right. So listen, I've taken a full-size pork tenderloin, cut it in half. And so that way we can make a lot of sandwiches, okay? So come on over to Cousin Angie's house, honey, and let's get down to business. All right. Sorry that this stand makes so much noise, but listen, honey, we're going to get straight to the party. All right, so we've got our pork tenderloins. Like I said, I cut it in half. I've got a little bit of vegetable oil, and we're going to use that a little later in our baking pan at the bottom. We're just going to drizzle a little bit. I've got my homemade barbecue seasoning mix. This is what I put together, okay? It's coming soon. This is some lime juice. We're just going to sprinkle it on the sides once we put it in our baking dish. We've got some ground black pepper here, and I've got all the measurements in my little seasoning. So we got ground black pepper here. I've got some garlic powder here. I've got some onion powder. I've got some smoked paprika. And I've got some yellow mustard. If you got Dijon mustard, that works perfectly as well. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to start by basting our pork tenderloin with mustard on each side as well as the sides. Okay. So, and remember to keep your clean garbage bag next to you for any trash, paper towels, or anything you may need to do. Now, before I got started with my pork tenderloin, I just want to say that I took a lemon and cut it in half, and I turned on the lukewarm water, and I washed my pork tenderloin all around with just running water and a lemon, okay? And then I took some clean paper towels and got all that water, excess water, off the pork tenderloin, okay? So I just want to share that with you. That's how I do it. The next time I cook one, I will show you all how I clean it with the lemon. Just some lukewarm water running in your sink. Use a half a lemon on each side and rinse it off with your water. Just that, your lemon and water, and dry it with your nice clean paper towels. That's it. Be sure to baste around the sides. Alright, so then I'm going to flip this. I also cut some of that silver lining off of the back of it. Alright. I've got my baking pan lined with Reynolds Wrap nonstick foil. You know I'm the Reynolds Wrap girl. And when we get to that point, I'll show you what I'm doing next. And what I did in here was about 2 tablespoons of mustard, just to make sure that I'm coating everything well. All right. All right, so I'm going to step away and I'm going to wash my hands and come back. I didn't have any more gloves and I should have sent for some from the store. So that's okay. We'll just keep our hands washed as we always do. All right, I'll be back in just a minute. I'm trying to make sure I got all my money, honey. Okay, Cousin Angie, be right back. All right, cousins, so I'm back. My hands are nice and clean. So I have a sharp knife here, steak knife. So what I'm going to do is just take this knife, just puncture some holes in it to let those seasonings get down in between the meat. Okay. Now, the lime juice is going to help tenderize the meat. If you don't have lime juice, you can also use some McCormick's meat tenderizer. It works perfectly. You want to just get as many slits as you can in there to let that seasoning go through that meat. All right. Make sure I get all my bases covered. All right, so then I'm just going to sit here for a minute on this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, now that we got all of our yellow mustard, let me go get my bowl. I'll be right back. All right, cousins, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our seasonings and mix all together. So we start with our smoked paprika. All right, our onion powder, our garlic powder, our ground black pepper, and my homemade barbecue seasoning rub. These in the sink for dishwasher. So like we want to do is take our whisk and just mix all of our seasonings really well. Just like that. Just want to combine all these seasonings. Okay. All right. So next what I want to do is just sprinkle it like so. And you want to do this all around. And so now once I put the seasonings on this side, I'm going to bring over the actual baking pan that we're going to use to cook our pork tenderloin in. So that way once I turn the meat over, I don't have to worry about, you know, losing my seasonings. So then next you want to just pat it into your meat. Actually, you can use a little bit more right here. Right. Just want to pat it down in your meat. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to move all my gadgets over here. We're going to transfer spots here. Let me bring over the baking dish. Let me just move that out the way for a second. There we go. What I like to do is just take a little bit of vegetable oil, just a little, and just put a little bit in the pan here. All right, just like that. Oh Lord. And we're just gonna coat the bottom just like that. Just enough to coat the bottom. Now, take your pork tenderloin that's seasoned already. And you want to lay that bad baby down just like that. Just like that. All right. You got any of that goodness on here, honey? Take it and get your fingers and get all of it as much as you can off. All right. It's all going in the same place. Okay. So next up, we're going to get the remaining seasonings and do the same thing on this side. Okay. We're just about done here. I just want to make sure I'm getting everywhere I need to go with the seasonings. Okay. I want to leave no sides unseasoned. Could use a little bit more right here. All right, just like that. I'm gonna wash my hands. I'll be right back. All right, cousins, I am back. So the next step, our final step that we're gonna do is we're just gonna pour a little bit of that, what do you call it? That lime juice, honey, over there for our, make sure you keep a clean bag next to you for your trash. We're gonna take us some lime juice. Like I said, it's gonna help tenderize this meat. And we're just going to pour just a little bit over there. But if you got a lime that you can squeeze and cut in half, that'll work perfect too, okay? Just a little here and there. Okay. Just want to put a little bit here and there on your meat. Okay. That's all we need. All right, so now the oven is set to 400. We're going to cook this in our oven uncovered on 400 degrees for 35 minutes. I'll be back in 35 minutes. Okay, cousins, so our pork tenderloin is done, fresh out of the oven. I'm going to show you what it looks like. I've just taken it out the oven. And then after I show you what it's look like, I'm going to transfer it to our serving dish. Once I transfer it to my serving dish, I'll come back and show you the final steps. So let me bring you on. So fresh out the oven, let me get my kitchen towel here. Don't want to burn myself. I have it sitting on top of something because I didn't want to. All right, so here we go. So what I'm going to do is transfer it to a serving dish, and then I'll come back and show you the next final step. Okay, everyone, so we're back. I've removed our pork tenderloin from the pan that it was baking in. I have it here on my cutting board, and I let it rest for about 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, so next what we're going to do, I've also had me 2 hamburger patties, okay, the flat sides, so I got that. I have some homemade, well, some coleslaw I made, and that video will be up today as well. So normally I like to eat my pork tenderloin sandwiches with a little mayo, a slice of tomatoes, some shredded lettuce. But honey, I'm in love with the daggone coleslaw too, so y'all stand by for a minute. Nicely to be served with some mashed potatoes and vegetables, potatoes and onion, some air fried potatoes, oh my god, potato salad and vegetables. This can be served either way. You can take the juice from from the pork tenderloin. You can make that with a gravy and serve it on your mashed potatoes as well. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to get straight to it. We're going to slice us up some, and we're going to put it in our next serving dish. Listen, I went out and brought me some of my famous Dave's sweet barbecue sauce, honey child. Yes, Lord, I did that there. So as Michael Charles would say. So what we're going to do is slice this right like that. So I'm going to slice a few more slices. There's a few more slices here. And what I like to do is make me a pork tenderloin sandwich. All right. So let me just place that here to the side like that for a minute. All right. I want to show you all what it's like. Just like that. Nicely moist. Child, and it smell good too. Let me go ahead and get me a little paper towel for the one time. Now I'm going to show you how cousin Angie likes to get down with hers. I had to take the coleslaw out, honey. I had a whole bunch of coleslaw. But don't worry, honey. Cousin Angie got the coleslaw over here. So what I'm going to do is put me a couple slices on my bread just like that. Okay. Ooh, it's hot. Jesus Lord. And I put it on the wrong end, but that's all right. All right. And then I like to just dazzle a little bit of coleslaw right there like that. That there. And then I'm going to show you what the next step cousin Angie like to do. I'll move this out the way for a second. Let me show you how I get down. Lord, I'm going to move this out the way. I'm going to actually set that right there for a minute. And then what I like to do is just drizzle me a little bit of barbecue sauce on here on my bun like that. I don't need much. I mean, maybe just a little bit more. Woo! This is my favorite go-to barbecue sauce when I don't feel like making my own. Uh-oh. And so, like, what I like to do is like that. Like that. And that's how cousin Angie get down. I take a bite for the picture. Oh my God. This is so doggone juicy and tender and tasty, honey. Cousins, you have got to make this video. I mean, this recipe. Honey. Woo! The video to the coleslaw is up. It'll go up first. It went up first. And then this is right behind it. Honey, when you make this video, come back and let your cousin, this recipe. When you make this recipe, come back and let your cousin know what you thought of it, honey. Share this video. Share. Honey, you can put this on your table. Christmas, New Year's, Easter. Honey, you can cook this any time of the year. Oh my God. Whatever you do, Google this. See if they sold in stores near you. If you don't, honey, buy it off Amazon, Whole Foods stores, somebody's store. Go ahead and pick this up. Child. This is it right here, cousins. This is a hit. This video is a #1 hit. Go ahead, leave me a thumbs up, leave me a message, let me know what you thought about it. Come back, holler at your cousin. So juicy, so moist, so tender. Short time to cook it. It'll be on your table in less than an hour. Okay, I'm gonna go. And until the next time I see you, love on one another. Take care of each other, honey. These flavors is roaming through this meat. This was happening.